Call to order, February 22nd, 2021, Austintown Trustees meeting. Please stand for the pledge. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Mr. Crana?
Here.
Mr. Kent?
Here.
Mr. Davis?
Here. Good evening, everybody. Thanks for having everybody here tonight. Kind of good. Little introduction. Mike Dockery, our Township Administrator, Road Superintendent. Darren Cavelli, Zoning Inspector. Chief Bob Gavalier, Police Chief. Chief Andy Frost, Fire Chief. He's not in attendance today, he's in Florida. Todd Schaefer, our Park Supervisor. Jim Henshaw, Senior Center Director. To my right, Trustee Ken Carano. To my left, Jim Davis, Trustee, and Laura Wolf, our Fiscal Officer. And I'm Steve Kent, Trustee. Anything from the Road Department?
Nothing from the road department. I just comment under new business, the renewal levies. We have 5 levies that are all 5-year levies that within 2 years they need to be approved. If you remember last primary election last year, we had the general fund levy renewed. Last November we had one of the 2 road levies renewed, and we had the park levy renewed. Now the final 2 levies that need renewed are the senior center levy and the other road levy. So that's what's on the agenda, these remaining 2 levies, and this is the first step where you're asking the auditor to certify the amount of revenue that will be raised by these levies.
Thank you. Do you want to grab Darren?
Yeah.
Do you need a motion to approve the minutes of the regular meeting?
Uh,
You got a presentation as well.
We gonna do that now? Yep. Motion to approve minutes of the regular meeting of February 8th, 2021, and special meeting of February 10th, 2021.
So moved and seconded.
Mr.
Wait.
Kent?
Yes.
Mr. Davis?
Yes.
Mr. Crana?
Yes.
Darren, have a seat. I went off course. Tonight we have a presentation of street banners from our veterans. Dave Ewing, you want to come up and introduce yourself? You can come right up here and you can take your mask off. Speak to us.
My name is David Young. I'm Commander of the American Legion Post 301 in Austintown. Tonight I have with me my second vice commander, Tom Moss, and we're here to tell you about our military tribute banner program we're going to have done in Austintown here. Most of you have gone by and seen flag banners hanging off the phone poles honoring the military service members. That's what we're going to do here in Austintown. For a 2-year banner, it is $175, and those banners go from May 1st to November 30th. We'll take them down, put them away for the season, and then the following May, we'll put them back up. After the 2 years, the banner is yours to keep. If you want to sponsor, say, pay one for your father, or your wife, nephew, whoever, that's fine. If you want to get together and say, okay, let's sponsor some veteran from the township, you can do that also.
Stop 1 second. Say that again about the dates so that we can write it down and everybody knows it. Go
The
ahead.
dates will run from May 1st to November 30th each year for 2 years. I have some applications if anybody's interested. I also have some small cards that have all the information on it with me too. Also, you can go to the militarytributebanner.org site and click on Austintown Memorial or Austintown, Ohio, and it'll bring up the same thing. It'll tell you all of our information. I'm working with that company and they set everything up for us. I do have to have 30 orders before I can place an order. So the sooner we can get them hopefully we can get 30 of them and get them in.
Awesome.
Dave, are we talking about trying to get it going this May 1st?
I'd like to, if we can.
At least on our primary parade route.
Yes. And this is what the banner, front of the banner is gonna look like. It'll have the soldier's name, what branch they served in, the years they served, what war they served, and their rank. And then the back of it says the Township of Austintown honors local veterans and they're serving, and thus serving our country's nation today.
Do me a favor, would you turn that, take the picture of that, look at the camera, there we go. There's one side and there's yours.
We know Austintown's very veteran friendly, so that's why we brought this up.
I think it's a great idea.
Dave,
Move going.
the one thing I'm gonna ask of you is, somewhere along the line, we've got to get an easier place for them to get the applications. Now, we can have them here, have some here so they can pick them up here.
Right, I can have some here, and like I said, they can go to militarytributebanners.org and click on current programs, Austintown, Ohio, and it'll bring up the application.
But, you know, we're finding out even by this
Right.
virus thing that people don't know how to use their computer. Now, they can call, does the American...
Yeah, they can call the American Legion. It's 330-799-2851. And we'll have applications down there. They can leave a message on the voice message machine we have down there. My phone number is also on the voice message, so they can call me.
And if you, I'm sure my colleagues will agree with me, we'll take applications too for you.
Okay.
Absolutely.
And just in case, if you can't get a hold of Dave, you can call me. My number is 330-727-7215.
Tom, what was that again? I'm sorry.
330-727-7215. You can give me a call because I'll have them too.
So when does it start? You start doing it tomorrow?
I've already got applications turned in with money, and so we're on the way.
Do you have the applications with you today?
I've got a couple with me
Well, if
today.
you give us, we'll copy some of them.
Okay. And I can even leave some of these if you want.
Awesome. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Appreciate
It's
you
a
guys.
great idea to honor our veterans, and seen it in other communities. I'm glad you brought it to Austintown. Thank you, guys.
Very good.
Yeah, I did go that over. Chief Cavalier? Usually if you're on time.
Dave, please excuse me, Mr. Chairman. You guys don't have to stay, but if you leave some of the stuff with us, you guys can take off, okay? Because we like to have it here, because once it gets out,
Right.
We'll get it going, yeah.
we want to make sure that they get the,
Bless you.
you realize that if somebody sneezed like that a month ago, we'd all duck.
Yeah, but now they're sneezing into their mouth.
Yeah, that's a good point. I had a guy, though, at Walmart, take his mask off to sneeze. I told him, I said, hey buddy, that's what the mask is for. Sure.
How are you today? Anything?
No, I apologize, it's a mental health board meeting, I have nothing to add to report.
Very good. All right, Darren. Try to keep it down to a minimum.
All right, guys, I don't know what to do with this one. The resident called me later today and said she cleaned everything up, so I think it might be best just to go ahead and do it, and I can pull it off the agenda. If she did, I'll check her cleanup. Anyways, I would ask the board to declare the following property nuisance under Ohio Revised Code 505.87, 2536 Amberley Street, trash and empty boxes stored in exposed manner at the north and west sides of the dwelling. I actually sent a letter out last week And I was there this morning, and it was there, but we'll see, I'll check it again tomorrow. So moved.
Second?
Mr. Davis.
Yes.
Mr. Crandall.
Yes.
Mr. Kench.
Yes.
And in my old age, I did not put a house number with the South Inglewood Avenue inoperable blue vehicle with an expired license plate DCT 2718 from April 2016 parking exposed manner at the property. I do believe 99% certainty it is 352, but I'll double check that. And once again, that's under Ohio Vice Code 505.871.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Crandall.
Yes.
Mr. Kench.
Yes.
Mr. Davis.
Yes.
Sit there?
Yeah, just want to mention to you, the board, I'm sure you're aware that the Board of Appeals held a public hearing last Thursday, and it's going to be a little bit of a change on Mahoney Avenue. The skate zone is going to be converted to a tunnel car wash. Kind of interesting.
Yeah.
But we had some concerns about the retention pond is actually on the northerly lot, so we didn't want to see a separation of ownership of the commercial property. There's 2 residential lots with the retention pond. But that all got straightened out, and the Board of Appeals approved it, so the residents will be seeing the change. And probably work will probably start this spring. Kind of an interesting, I never pictured the skating
Correct.
rink becoming a car wash, but
Can you tell us the name of it, or?
Mob Wash.
Mob Wash.
The headquarters is out of Tennessee. We actually, we had the hearing here, but because of the weather, we had the owners of Tennessee and the engineers out of Atlanta on Zoom. And it was an interesting hearing, but it'll have like, I think 18 or 21 backers, but they're all in the facility. So it'll be interesting. I would have never thought of.
So you pull in, back in your car, and then,
No, you pull in and where the current entrance is, and then you'll go through the wash, then you'll do a left turn, and then there'll be stalls where you can just pull in and vacuum, and then you go out the actual exit. They're not going to change any of the curb cuts or anything. There's an addition that they put on back in 1996 that was for laser tag in the back of the building. They're going to remove that addition. They're going to remove the fence along the retention pond, they're going to clean out the pond and restore it to its original design, and then put up a vinyl fence.
And no Mr. Hall.
Yeah, you want to know what's interesting? You might remember this, because we did a zone change there in the late 90s, and this hall was packed. People opposed it, and the reason they opposed it, they weren't against the skate zone. There was people from Creek and Baker, because they had a severe water problem. The township in 2003, 2004, you may have been gone, Ken, but the township did a stormwater alleviation project, and those things actually work. We're not allowed to say it'll cure the storm water flooding. We have to say we're trying to alleviate it. But, we had a hearing here, and one lady showed up. And she's just got some surface water. But only one person showed up, because that mailing list covered everybody on the west side of Creek and everybody on the south side of Baker. And I thought, through the years, you look at all the projects the previous boards have done, it does have impact, because I remember those hearings. He had to rezone it for the laser tag. And then,
The other problem with there was the sound, the music. And all we did was tell them to turn the speakers in rather than out, so that the people outside, they said, here we are, we go to sleep at 9 o'clock, and 10 o'clock we feel like dancing because the music's playing.
so anyways, you'll be seeing that, I guess, this spring, so.
all right. Want to grab Todd?
Sure.
good, how about yourself?
Great. Anything new?
No, just glad to be catching a break hopefully this week from the weather.
Right, right,
We've used a lot of salt the last couple of weeks.
yeah.
Tried buying some. I was over, everyone kept calling me, they wanted to know if they could buy the salt from the township.
I don't think that's gonna work.
No, unless they want a couple of tons worth.
Yeah. All right, that's it, send in Mr. Henshaw.
Okay.
How are you?
Hey, here we're here again.
Yes, we are. How's things going over there?
Swimmingly.
Yeah?
We got our new door, our vestibule door was put in last Friday. They're wiring it up tomorrow. They're wiring up the emergency generator stuff tomorrow. And as far as the COVID vaccine program, it should be the model for the state. Just here, I had a man come in this morning, and he said to me, he says, my brother lives in Memphis, Tennessee, and he had an appointment to get his COVID shot in Memphis, 6-hour wait before he got to his time. He had time. So 6 hours before he actually got a shot.
Well, the other thing that fascinates me is that not only in other states, but even in other counties, you have to sign up at different times for the first and second shot. Over here, you walk in, they schedule you for the second shot.
Already scheduled for you, let's see if you get your first. So it's running smoothly. We did 517 today. We have 700 scheduled for Thursday, or Wednesday, and probably 400 Thursday and Friday. But it's really running extremely smoothly. However, the concern is, and I get this on the telephone, is when the senior center is going to open, because I get phone calls. They were going to get a picket line to and drive to Columbus to picket the governor to open up the senior centers. So,
What age group are we on?
Huh?
What age group are we in on the COVID shot?
It varies all over the place.
It's-
I mean, today was probably the 80-year-olds. Most of the people were in walkers or wheelchairs and things like that.
They haven't caught up with that yet. The thing is that we're past the 60-year-old. It's, coming from younger people. The only problem is that because they're not, I was talking to them, because they're not getting a lot of the vaccine, that they have to make sure they keep it for the second shots from the people who got the first shot.
Right.
And then it is it is over, but you're correct. We're going to have to discuss this pretty soon, because our agreement was that we weren't going to open that, the senior center, until the governor said we can.
Well, it's actually when we turn orange.
Orange, we have to turn orange, and then for at least a week or so.
Yeah.
But, I'm sure they want to keep going over there, and I wish we could do it for them, but that's really,
Well, I've been talking to Mike about it, and there are some alternative places, like the old on-demand places they're currently using now for a call center. Has 3 doors, and there's a lot of space, it's just sort of chopped up space, but they could adapt that for that purpose. And I was saying, you might
how
want to
far
look
away
in.
is that from the
Huh?
senior center? That's right,
Nothing in the building.
it's in the building itself.
And the other one is the Head Start program left across the street. That's a huge area. They might be able to work out a deal over there. So hopefully we get something going.
Chief, have you had any of your guys get any shots yet? Anything from the state?
I think about 5 of us have it. They had an overabundance there one day and called to see if anybody wanted to come down there.
But nothing from the state?
You're not a first responder. In the eyes of the state. you're not.
Right, right.
Yeah, we're not.
No, that's right, and the sheriff wasn't either, because the sheriff stuff. It's sort of odd, but we'll figure that out.
Yes.
Our guys respond to calls, they're one of the first on scene, medical emergencies, anything.
Yep, they all go out there.
Somehow we seem to have gotten missed.
Yeah.
Anyhow, Hopefully,
right.
well, these days we'll be back in function. I mean,
Yeah.
Yoga people are getting flabby.
Hopefully we'll get there soon. Thank you. All right, Laura,
I don't have anything today.
you don't have anything today? Awesome. All right, motion to approve January report submitted to the board at the February 8th, 2021 meeting. General fund status, revenue status, and appropriation status.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Kent?
Yes.
Mr. Davis?
Yes.
Mr. Crandall?
Yes.
Under new business today, we got a motion to appoint 2 candidates to the Mahoney County Tax Incentive Revenue Council, TRIRC, annual meeting via Zoom at the date in late March 2021.
Well, you usually go to,
I do usually do it. I think Ken was supposed to go with me last year, but they canceled it.
If they're doing it via Zoom, I can attend via Zoom. Unless you want to go, Ken.
no, I mean, the Zoom.
That's it.
There's no problem.
It's up to you. If you want to attend,
No, I think it was I think it'd be an excellent thing for you to see.
I got walked into that when I first was elected. We should tell Mr. Ken how great he is.
You know,
Hey, you already appointed yourself.
I'm just saying, it's
the
Zoom,
only
I can
thing
do
is,
it.
you work during the day,
It doesn't
I
matter.
could- Okay.
It's on Zoom,
All right.
so I mean, I can,
All right, I'll move with Laura and Jim be our candidates.
I'll second that.
Mr. Crandall?
Yes.
Mr.
I
Davis?
mean, yeah.
no!
Mr. Kent?
Yes.
It's not a very exciting meeting.
Sure.
Put that in the paper, I voted no.
After you.
If I'm falling the sword.
Right. Under B, we have 2 renewal levies. Resolution to declare the necessary to levy a tax in excess of the 10 mil limitation and requesting the certification from the Mahoney County Auditor for senior citizen service at a rate not exceeding 0.5 mil for each $1 of valuation, which amounts to 5 cents for each $100 of valuation, concerning with the tax year 2021, first due in the calendar year 2022.
Just for the record, this is just a renewal of the levy. Is that correct, Michael?
That's correct.
Okay. So moved.
Second.
Mr. Davis?
Yes.
Mr. Crandall?
Yes.
Mr. Kent?
Yes.
Mr. Chairman, if I may, just because I know the local media is here and he had asked that he was going to have some questions, and just for the public's general knowledge. The procedure for doing this is that we send this to the auditor and ask what that levy will generate based off of these dollars. That's what we're doing at this point. We're sending this to the auditor, requesting them to certify how much money that levy is going to generate. Once again, as Ken said, as a renewal with no additional taxes. So what we're doing is just basically taking the first step to putting this on the ballot in November.
The second one's going to be a resolution declaring it necessary to levy a tax in excess of the 10 mil limitation and requesting certification from the Mahoney County Auditor for the purpose of general construction, reconstruction, resurfacing, and repairing of streets, roads, bridges, at the rate not exceeding 1.5 mil for each $1 of valuation, which amounts to 15 cents for each $100 of taxable valuation for a period of 5 years, commencing with the tax year 2021, first due in the calendar year 2022.
So moved.
And second,
Mr. Crandall?
yes,
Mr. Kent?
Yes.
Mr. Davis?
Yes.
another renewal.
Yes. So we have 2 renewals, one for the road department and one for the senior center. All right. Motion to approve advances from the general fund to 25,000 to zoning 2181.
So move.
Second?
Mr. Kent?
Yes.
Mr. Kramer?
Yes.
Mr. Davis?
Yes.
All right. Public response. We have two ways to do this. One, you can come up on camera, or you can come up off camera. So you can tell us which one you would like. Anybody on camera would like to come up and talk? Anybody off camera would like to come? All right. Very good. At this point, remarks from the board members. Mr. Carano?
Well, I thank you. First, once again, I have to say how fantastic the vaccination in the senior center is going, and what a great job the Board of Health did. I understand a lot of the seniors here in Austintown who attend the senior center want it to be open, and it will get there. And hopefully we'll find some other arrangements. I feel very sorry for the people who are younger because you're having trouble getting the shots. And hopefully we'll be able to take care of things with you. I've got to say something about snow removal. Okay. The problem we had, for the first time, we had some bad with the ice and the snow and the things going on here. But I want to congratulate our people who are working in those trucks and doing what they can. Understand something. In Austintown, we have roads that are state roads, we have county roads, and our roads are the smaller roads inside. The state keeps most of the money. I used to be a state rep, and I know what ODOT has. They have 3 shifts ready to go at all times, and they salt and everything else their roads. So their roads are always clear. The county is very similar to us. The only advantage the county has over us is county roads are used more. They don't plow any more than we do. They don't salt any more than we do. But the fact of the matter is they do their job, and their roads are cleared, at least lines through it, because of the traffic. We don't have it. The system hurts at times. People get a little upset. They say, look at the county road, look at the state road. Well, if on my road, it's a cul-de-sac on one side. So, I mean, you know that only a few cars are going to go up and down. But our guys are there. They're there working. When they come here at 2 o'clock in the morning and 3 o'clock, they're ready to go. And I mean, they are always doing their job. So I have to congratulate them. And anybody that has a problem, any kind of serious problem, if you have an emergency or something of ours, you can call the police and they'll get in touch with people if we have to send a truck out to move something because it blocks somebody that's having an emergency or something of that sort. We are here to help you, but I have to pat the back of those people who get in those trucks and do that job. That's it.
Trustee Davis?
Just to kind of follow up on what Ken said, the one thing that he didn't mention is actually, and I think it should be commendable, and I'll bring it up, is that right now with COVID and everything that is going on, we obviously do have some guys that were sick and off, and of course people are also entitled to their vacation, and you can't schedule a vacation knowing whether or not there's going to be snowfall. But for our last snowfall, our road department operated with 6 guys. And that is phenomenal to say that they did the job that they did and the amount of time they did on such a short staff with people being out sick and of course guys on vacation. So I will echo your sentiments, Ken. I think they did a great job and should be commended. So thank you to our road department. Real quick again, guys, thank you so very much for doing this. I really appreciate it. Have my dad fill out the paperwork, and I'll get that to you here next week sometime, and make sure he is honored being an Austintown resident and veteran. I think it's a great idea, and I can't wait to see the finished product. That's what I'm really excited for. I wanted to briefly mention, I spoke with John French earlier today over at Frenchie's. I think everybody's excited about the things that are going on in our community, things that may be changing. Some of the restaurants are seeing more people now. I want to remind everybody, while the restaurants are still open, we still have to wear our mask when we go in. We still got to follow some guidelines. We've got to sit at our tables. But one of the biggest things in Austintown is the annual St. Patrick's Day party that used to be at O'Donnell's, and now it's called Frenchie's. Last year, if you recall, just a couple days before St. Patrick's Day, the ownership had changed from Christian Reinhardt to the French family, and they were excited and thought that they were going to have a St. Patrick's Day party there, and they did not. However, I will tell you that the state has okayed their liquor license for their outdoor event, and they were going to reach out. I know now they're going to be working with the Board of Health to get the guidelines as to what they can do for outdoors, because obviously there's going to be some changes. Everybody's used to going there and dancing and standing and walking around. A lot more people have to be seated, but they are going to still have the tent and try to accommodate everybody. But once again, we want to make sure it's done safely. So I'm glad to hear John spoke with me earlier today. We talked about the mask and how all that would take place, and just different things that he can do to make sure everybody does it safely. And I'm glad to hear that he's being proactive on it. So we're looking forward to that event taking place here in our community. Once again, safely. We ask for everybody's cooperation in doing so. And that's all I got for right now.
All right, I don't have too much. I want to, again, piggyback to Jim. Thanks, Tom, Dave, Sam Swagger. Thanks for coming in tonight and introducing yourselves, bringing this banner to Austintown. We got spring sports coming in Austintown. I know they're trying out. So good luck to all the kids over there working their butts off. And so our teachers and everything keep going.
How about Youngstown State as the starting football?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, they're not too good.
Yeah, not too good. It
No,
was
but they hung with them.
Yeah,
They did a
right.
halfway decent job.
3 quarters.
You know, and it's actually, don't be surprised if that league does not, if this schedule's a success.
They'll always have it.
Don't be surprised if that's spring football with 1AA from a standpoint of the money that they'll generate from television revenue.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
huge.
I think we're going to see today now, especially through this whole COVID thing,
All year.
football, there was a football game every day of the week. And don't be surprised
Well,
if it's not going to
Mid-American
happen.
Conference made a fortune with their games on Wednesday, Tuesday and Wednesday or
Yeah.
something.
Yep.
Again, on the road department, thanks to those guys for clearing the roads. Thanks to the Austintown community of following our parking ban over the bad days that we did have. I didn't hear anything that we had any issues, so thank you very much to the Austintown community. And that's it. That's all I got. We're gonna go to executive. Motion to recess to executive session for the following: to consider appointment, employment, discipline, and comprehensive public employees. B, to prepare and conduct or review negotiations or bargaining sessions with a public employee concerning their conversation or other terms and conditions of their employment.
So moved.
And second.
Mr. Fredo?
Yes.
Mr. Davis?
Yes.
Mr. Kent?
Yes.
in association with Austintown Local Schools and Austintown Township.